Okay, so speak on your story. This is one story I do want women wholeheartedly speak on this story, on stories like this that you've had. When somebody keeps your blessings, steals your blessings, steals your destiny from you because they believe you're a weak person, they don't believe that you should be in leadership. Speak on situations like this. Let me tell you something. Any female has a right to be a leader. Guys don't believe you should lead with your heart. They believe that you should lead with their narcissism, with their abuse. You literally, at that point, you literally just messed up somebody's whole legacy. Especially when you're running somebody's legacy like a slave, you're being narcissistic, you're abusing employees. I don't care what type of leadership you go into, whether you're running leadership in a company or running your own company. Guys, like, issues that I've had being sexist just because, oh, this female's not strong enough to do this female's not strong enough to do that. Honey, I come from a lot of resilience. I come from a lot of strength. My grandmother was a 15-year Army Reserve veteran. Don't get me started on her whole family that I found out about. So for any male to be out here telling any female that they shouldn't be a star, they shouldn't be a leader just because they choose to lead with their heart, I'm telling you, they will have a better chance at leading with their hearts, with love, than these narcissists who want to lead with narcissism, lead with slavery, lead with abuse. They want to be so mad because you take your energy away from them. Let me tell you why. Abuse. Run people in companies like slaves. Their nasty attitudes, their nasty behavior. If God was truly on that place, whatever place people work at, wherever you work at, if God was truly on that place, God runs his places with love and light. Not narcissism, not slavery, not abuse. Men think they're a lot stronger than women. No, honey, you're weak. A sexist man who wants to try to keep people's blessings from them, and probably has done this to several other people. You're a weak human being for that. You run with narcissism. You treat people like slaves. You're running somebody's legacy in the ground. You're not a true leader. You're an abuser. As I said before, God runs his businesses with love and light. He would run his businesses with love and light. Not a demon trying to run somebody else's company into the ground with narcissism, slavery, abuse. You may be losing a lot of employees, a lot of customers, patients, all the above, because not only your narcissistic ways, but probably other narcissists around that place. When you got a closed heart chakra, you think you can run businesses with closed heart chakras, honey? No, you cannot. Your business will go down with narcissistic behavior. When you running your employees like true slaves, abusing them, trashing them, thinking you're better than the next person, you're running somebody's legacy into the ground. You be so intimidated by a female who could probably run that place better than you could. Because difference between most females and these guys have closed heart chakras and they're narcissistic. Women lead with love and light, open heart chakras, legit women, real women who are authentic, not following the crowd. They lead with true love and light. So ladies, when you have all these men thinking, oh, I'm better than this woman, she's weak, no. You are a strong woman. Willing to put your foot down, build your business, build your legacy, and show others it can be done. Because that's the issue here. In this world, men think, oh, we need to be the only ones running this show. I remember this same situation happened with my grandmother, where this man literally treated her like trash. With me being highly spiritual, and I was working at the hospital, I knew who he was. He came into the hospital, but he wouldn't have remembered who I was because he's no longer that same person. I felt her standing next to me, just watching him, knowing he treated her like pure trash. She got up. She left that company. She went and built her own. She didn't let no weak, narcissistic male stand in her way. She was my biggest influence. She has such a sweetheart, such a kind heart, but never cross her. If you think you have to sit at certain companies, and this is just for people who are still going through situations like this and also need to tell their stories. If you are still at different companies, as I said before, she was also a 15-year Army Reserves veteran. But as you're sitting in situations like this, and somebody's trying to have their nose stuck up at you like, oh, this person shouldn't be this person shouldn't be that because she's not strong enough. Honey, she's stronger than your weak self will ever be. Because your narcissism, your bullying, the gaslighting, all that stuff that you allow other people to get away with within that hospital or a company that you work at, honey, it literally just took me back to the hospital. I'm telling you. You run people's legacies into the ground with that type of behavior. And honest to God, you thinking you better than any female trying to run a business, you are straight sexist. Ladies, always tell your truth. Tell your story. If a man doesn't like you because they're intimidated, and that's the issue, they are intimidated by strong women. Especially if they're African American, indigenous, strong women. So when people out here constantly trying to take other people's blessings, talking about they don't deserve this because they're weak, they're not strong enough to handle that. No, you're weak. You are a weak human being who's intimidated by strong women. And as I said before, especially me speaking on my grandmother, a 15-year Army Reserves veteran. A strong woman. Then to find out who she came from made it even more powerful. After my whole situation, I was like, do I want to stay around these narcissists, or do I want to get myself up and leave? I chose myself instead of sitting there dealing with abuse from narcissists who abuse people, lie on people, get people in legal situations, destroy people's life. A lot of you may have gone through the same thing, and they're not giving you your sources that you've worked so hard for. Just because they don't feel like you're strong enough. Know where you come from, know who you come from. That's why I say check your ancestors, look into your ancestors, and find out who you come from. Because while people trying to take your light and everything from you, you are the true light. And what's done in the dark always comes to light. Speak your stories, share your stories. Do not be afraid to share your story and tell the truth. Because people be holding on to your blessings, holding on to sources that belong to you just because they're weak. Because they think you're weak. They're the weak ones, and they're intimidated by you. Think about that, wisdom. Men intimidated by a bunch of strong women. I always think about that when you come through to situations like this. I don't come from weak women. Stand your ground when you have to.